Hello dear students, welcome back in the class of chemistry on Sanjeevani College Sapuli YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue the last incomplete topic, that is name reactions with mechanism. In previous lectures we had seen the condensation name reactions, and those reactions are benzoin condensation, Nevinger condensation, Perkin condensation, Mannich, then Gattermann-Koch, Reformatsky, Gattermann reaction. All those reactions had seen. After looking deeply into those reactions, now we will go forward. If you have any doubt, any concept related to all the topic taught, you can ask me in the comment box. I will give answers in next lecture to your questions. Then today we will see the oxidation reactions and reduction reactions. Before going to the reactions, I want to tell you something, and it is that you must learn to make statements of the chemical reaction in your language, because it could be a lengthy matter to give the statements of the reaction. But if you made your own statements of the reaction from the chemical reactions, then that matter can be cut, that matter can be dropped out, and also there is no need to write the statements of the chemical reaction in examinations. You can just write the chemical reactions and you will get out of mark. Nobody will cut your marks. It means in examinations the chemical reaction statements do not have importance. The thing that is of importance is chemical reactions, chemical equations. We say it as chemical equations also. So when you are going to make a statement, at that time just you can try to make that statement as, consider a reaction A plus B, it gives to you C plus D. This reaction can be stated as, when A reacts with B in presence of catalyst, then it gives to you C and D. It gives to you C and D. This is the general statement. Also, if a compound undergoes oxidation, at that time you can say it as, consider a reaction A undergoes oxidation in presence of B, then it use C. Okay, like that. A undergo oxidation with B in presence of B, then it use C, like this. Also for reduction, A undergo reduction with in presence of B, then it gives C, like that. You can make your own statements. Now the first reaction is oxidation reaction. What is meant by oxidation? In general, oxidation is the addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or removal of electrons. It means oxidation has mainly three definitions. I will say only three definitions, because other definitions are not concerned to the syllabus. So I will tell you just three definitions: addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, and removal of electrons. So oxidation means addition of oxygen. There are just two oxidation reactions that you have to study, and those are Baeyer-Urey oxidation and Oppenauer oxidation, which involves just addition of oxygen, in the molecule. So the first reaction is Baeyer-Urey oxidation reaction. In this reaction, when a ketone undergoes oxidation in presence of peroxy acid or peroxide, then it gives to you an ester. This is the general reaction. Here is the ketone. Also on the arrow we have peroxy acid and peroxide, and then we are getting ester. By using this general reaction, you can make any reactions including ketones and lactones. Generally, the Baeyer-Urey oxidation reaction is shown by ketones and lactones. So, I will take an example. When acetone undergo oxidation in presence of MCPBA, that is metachloropurbenzoic acid, then it gives to you methyl acetate, that is an ester. This is one example. Another example can be when acetophenone undergo oxidation with peroxide or peracid, then it gives methyl benzoate. It was the reaction of acetophenone. You can use metachloropurbenzoic acid or perchloroacetic acid, or you can also use peroxide such as H2O2 for the oxidation. So, generally in this reaction, just a ketone or lactone undergoes oxidation in presence of peroxy acid or peroxide to give to an ester. This was the general reaction. You can try for the another examples from the books or reference books. Now, the next reaction is, mechanism. In mechanism, it involves 4 steps, and the first step is abstraction of a proton from peracid. This reaction involves 4 steps, and in first step, the ketone or the carbonyl group of the ketone carries a lone pair of electrons, 2 lone pair of electrons on the oxygen atom, and which abstracts or attracts the proton of peracid towards itself. Now, when a proton is abstracted, then there is formation of oxygen cation, or we may say it as oxonium ion. Now, this is a trivalent oxygen which is unstable. In this second step, this oxygen, which is a trivalent oxygen, breaks the bond of carbonyl group with carbon, and when this bond is broken, at that time there is formation of a carbocation which is simultaneously attacked by the peracid oxide or peracid anion at the carbanion site, and there is formation of an adduct. Now, in third step, the oxygen of peracid attached to carbon or cationic carbon breaks the bond with remaining part of the acid, and an carboxylate ion is released, and a carboxylate ion is released. Simultaneously, there is attack of one of the alkyl group from the ketonic side, and in the third step there is formation of a carboxylic acid and an ester which is protonated. There is formation of a carboxylic acid and protonated ester. In the last step, that is fourth step, and the step is loss of proton. In the last step, the proton from oxygen is liberated or lost to form an ester. This was the general mechanism of the Baeyer-Ulliger oxidation reaction, which involves conversion of a ketone into ester in presence of peracid or peroxide. Did you understand? Now the next reaction is Oppenauer oxidation. Next reaction is Oppenauer oxidation reaction. Now see, the statement that is very important is that this reaction is a reverse of the Mirven-Pondorf-Verley reaction. It means it is the reverse of MPV reduction reaction. Both have course of reaction exactly in opposite manner, and both involves the same catalyst, but there is just change in the reactants and products. The reactants and products have changed their position in the chemical equation. Now see, in case of Oppenauer oxidation, what will happen? In Baeyer-Ulliger oxidation, we had seen that there is insertion of an oxygen atom, but in case of this reaction, there is just increase in the oxygen related valency of the carbon atom. So there is just oxidation of carbon, or we may see it as there is just addition of another oxygen bond to the carbon. So in this reaction, when an acetone reacts with a secondary alcohol in presence of aluminum isopropoxide, then it gives to you the ketone, and there is also formation of isopropyl alcohol. Now in this reaction, acetone, which is an oxidized product of isopropyl alcohol, is undergoing reduction, while that of secondary alcohol or isoalkanol is undergoing oxidation to form a ketone, and the catalyst used is aluminum isopropoxide. Here the main reactant or the reagent is isopropyl alcohol, and the second reactant is acetone, and the catalyst used is aluminum isopropoxide. So this reaction is known as Oppenauer oxidation. In this reaction, you can use any secondary alcohol for the oxidation, and along with that you must use you have to use is acetone, and then your secondary alcohol will be converted into a ketone. This is the general reaction of Oppenauer oxidation reaction. Now I will take an example. If you have 2-butanol, and when this 2-butanol reacts with acetone in presence of aluminum isopropoxide, at that time it used to 2-butanone and isopropyl alcohol. These two are the main products of the reaction. Okay, after looking into this general example, now we will continue to the mechanism. Now this mechanism is slightly complicated, so you must study hardly, or you can write down for multiple times, and it involves multiple steps also, and the products are complicated in each step. Now in this case, the secondary alcohol, in first step the secondary alcohol is reacting with aluminum isopropoxide, and as you know, aluminum is a trivalent atom. Then when it attaches or get attached with a secondary alcohol, at that time one of the isopropoxide group is being lost, and there is formation of a new complex. In the second step, there is loss of a proton from the complex, that is aluminum complex, and there is formation of another aluminum trialkoxide, or we may say it as aluminum isopropoxide, or any whatever be the isol or secondary alcohol you have used. Then there is loss of an alcoholic group, that is your isopropyl alcohol from the aluminum isopropoxide. In the third step, the complex reacts with acetone or the ketone, and it forms a six-membered chair-like transition state, or an aluminum complex. Now this aluminum complex undergo intramolecular rearrangement. And there is direct shift of or the transfer of a hydride ion to form a ketone, that is your acetone or 2-butanone, any ketone, and an aluminum isopropoxide catalyst is generated. This is the mechanism of the Oppenauer oxidation reaction. And after looking into the Oppenauer oxidation reaction and Berry-Leiser oxidation reaction, today we will stop here, and tomorrow we will continue the next topic, that is the reduction reactions. Thank you up to that. Thanks a lot.